our love story begins where all the great love stories do, when boy meets girl in Mr. Chambers' 7th grade math class. Ever the strategist at even such a young age, Daniel quickly hatches a plan to get introduced to Kelsey by a mutual friend. And when that introduction happens successfully and the ice is broken, that's when the persistence really starts. That girl, she's like the finest wine. Kelsey quickly becomes acutely aware that Daniel is into her, because wherever she sits, there's Daniel sliding in next to her, always with some flirty line or funny joke. And Kelsey likes it. Just not quite enough, apparently, because when Daniel eventually cuts to the chase, works up the courage to ask her to be his girlfriend, she says no.
I remember standing at my locker and you coming up to me and saying, well, Daniel just asked me out. Should I say yes or no? I told you to say no. I mean, you already had me to hang out with, so I don't know why you needed somebody else in your life, but I'm over it now.
He asks again a while later, still no. And again, no. Until that triumphal day 3 years later, when for some inexplicable reason, Kelsey says yes. A few years go by and Daniel starts getting the idea it's time he proposed. Let's be honest, over a decade goes by, Daniel starts getting the idea. He may have thought about it a few times before then, but every time he imagines asking her, he thinks about asking her dad first.
Greg and I were at Sobeys on a weekday afternoon. He was on the phone, and when I got in the truck, he was still on the phone, but he kept nudging my shoulder. So I started listening to what he was saying, and it soon became apparent it was Daniel asking for Greg's permission to propose.
Greg is so blindsided by the call and the question that all he can muster is something like, I guess so, yeah. By the time they're done that call, Daniel knows he has Dad's genuine blessing.
It came to light after the fact that he was more scared to ask Greg than he was Kelsey, so, good for him.
Today, Kelsey and Daniel, you're here in this public setting to say to each other and to us as well that the bond that started to take root in Mr. Chambers' class and at McAllister Mall and on New River Beach and everywhere else you've been together, that bond you will commit to keep strengthening wherever life takes you from this day forward.
They say love like this.
They always seemed a perfect match. Two low-key kids who are comfortable together, finding enjoyment in quiet things, spending their time with their families, and away from the crowd. They encouraged each other to follow their dreams, even when it meant spending lengthy periods of time apart, and at times being a few provinces apart, a small price to pay to be able to become the successful adults that they are today.
Daniel is loud and passionate and a protector, and Kelsey is quiet and humble and kind. And when they love hard and they love unconditionally. And I know this may sound selfish, but I am so excited that you are marrying Daniel today, because I have always wanted a sister named Kelsey.
I don't think that many relationships could have survived the many obstacles that you two have faced. So just to name a few, Kelsey going to PEI for many years for school, Daniel joining the military and being here, there, and everywhere with that. And just the fact that you two have been together since high school, You two have grown stronger, you've grown together, you've overcome all these obstacles, and you've just become such a solid unit. I think that is very admirable. I think that deserves a round of applause.
I spent a lot of time with Daniel in sports, going to endless practices and games all over the province. I watched him grow into a loyal and dependable teammate who always showed up. I watched him go from being maybe a bit of a mama's boy into a loyal and dependable son, grandson, brother, uncle, friend, and now someone who will be loyal and dependable husband and family man who will always show up for Kelsey. Welcome to our family, Kelsey. Remember that you are always stronger together as a team. Keep showing up for each other.
So life doesn't always go according to plan. It will blow in a few nor'easters, but you have to just adjust your sails and stay the course. Treat each other with compassion, love, and let the little things slide. But most of all, be kind and respectful to one another and have fun.